Greetings, Hellfire. This is the Architect, and we're going to run through a quick tutorial on speed spawning. First thing you check is your deck. I have a Tiger Scroll set because it does 0 damage. That's for my allies, my fellow allies that are also speed spawning. This is my handicap deck. I use this for dungeons. You know how to reset your handicap, then you know why this is set like this. This is also used for speed spawning. So we will jump right into speed spawning. I have 100 energy to use. My rank has just been upped, so let's get to it. You don't have to go back to any particular mission. This saves time. You just go right into the first one. You want to pick somebody that has a reinforced card as their face card also. It does no damage, doesn't delay any time in your missions. The goal of this is to get through these missions as quick as you can. Look an orb, die, and I'll show you why it works so well. Rather than trying to complete this mission and wasting time, valuable spawning time, you don't even check your bosses. You just go right back into another one. And we're going to repeat this several times before we even jump into the list of raid bosses. You generate so many raid bosses at one time. This can be the difference of 100 million points over the course of an entire event. Of course, we're in day 1 right now, so the bosses are going to die a lot faster. So you can really do this as many bosses as you can hold before you go in and start tapping them out. I'm just going to run through this one energy bar before I jump in there and check them. Even with the goblins, you'll have enough time to get in there and finish those off. You want to be more careful later in the event because the boss's hit points are much higher, and you really, if you can't kill them completely, you want to get in, do your damage and share them. Leave as much time on the clock as possible. After the legendary bosses are unleashed, it's a little different. You want to keep up your handicap. You want to keep up your handicap in raids all the time if you're ranking, and even if you're clearing boxes, because the higher points you have, the higher bosses you're going to summon, the better gems you're going to have to clear boxes with, instead of just constantly summoning emerald bosses, forever. So as you can see, it probably took me the same amount of time as it would take somebody to clear 2 full missions, go in and check their bosses, maybe summon 1 or 2 bosses, to eventually have, what do I have, 5 bosses. So normally I would run through another set of energy here, but you can see I have 12 energy left. 3 more minutes I'll be able to fight another one. So you just go in, take some of these guys out, wash, rinse, and repeat. This can be taxing over a 6-day event. You can imagine doing this for hours upon hours upon hours. It gets a little more difficult with the bigger bosses. I don't really aim at targets on these little bosses. They die too fast, so I'm just flicking and talking here. But you can imagine how much better this works than actually trying to go through, clear a mission, go through, kill a boss, and just keep on doing it. This way you always have a list of bosses. Your points are always flowing, your jewels are always coming, you're clearing boxes, you're ranking. That's what it's all about. It's how you play the game. Deck setup is so important in all these events, but I want to stress that it's also important to be a good ally. And if you have allies that are speed spawning, set your face card for them. We all like vanity cards. We all like to show off what we have every once in a while, and there's times to do that. Inferno is definitely not the time to leave your handicap card in or to set a legendary card in, because a legendary card has no effect. And I don't know how frustrating it is to go through Inferno, getting into the 500s and the 600s, to pull an ally that has a legendary card as their face card and need that rewind or that heal, and it not be there because all you have is attack damage. A lot of people don't realize that their face card, the power level of their face card is relative to whoever goes with them. So if my face card is going to be Gatekeeper, I'm going to bring some random ally is going to come with me that has about the same power level as Gatekeeper. If I set my face card to Wood Pixie, then I'm going to be bringing an ally with the same power level as a Wood Pixie. Unless they've changed that recently. That's the way it used to be. So set your face card to something that can help. And the same thing goes for dungeons. If you have allies that are ranking, they're ranking, and their face card is fire, set your face card to something other than fire. That way they are always at the top or near the top. Easier to scroll, less chance of a mistake looking for them when you change affinities of your allies. So you can see, gone through, this is the 5th boss. In the time that it's taken me to wipe out these 5 bosses, somebody that was going through the missions, completing the missions, summoning their bosses, could probably get through 2, maybe 3 bosses. And I have another set of energy ready to go. And if I were doing this the way I normally do it, just run through my energy potions, collecting bosses to go in and kill, it would be even more. Because it's all relative to the time that you spend on this method. It doesn't make up for time not playing. Nothing can make up for time not playing. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just burn 3 energy to make up for the next hour and a half that I won't be playing. Well, no, because someone else is going to burn 3 energy and also play that hour and a half. You don't make up a whole lot. So that's how you speed spawn. You can see how it'll work, how it works to your advantage. And keep in mind, everyone else is doing this too. Everyone that ranks high in raids knows how to speed spawn. So if you're planning on ranking, it's going to be a little difficult. You can do it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it will be difficult if you're not matching them. Alright, once again, this is the Architect, and I'm going to leave you with that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you. Good luck.